Hi folks, and welcome back to part 2 summarising the article Training for Strength and Hypertrophy, an evidence-based approach. We will now focus on reviewing the 5 key recommendations for hypertrophy. Recommendation 1, intensity of effort. Intensity of effort can be manipulated by increasing the following: load, volume load, training frequency, interset rest, time under tension, blood flow occlusion, and mode of contraction. However, to achieve hypertrophy, resistance training needs to be performed to volitional fatigue. In conjunction with volitional fatigue, it is also recommended to focus the mind on contracting the muscle throughout the full range of motion during the exercise. This is known as adopting an internal focus. Moving on to recommendation 2, volume. Individuals should perform above 10 repetitions per muscle per week, but less than 15 sets per muscle per week. By doing so, you will amass a weekly training volume that is a potent stimulus for hypertrophy. Recommendation 3, training frequency. There is no benefit of increased training frequency on hypertrophy when resistance training volume is equated. However, 3 or more sessions per week is the general recommendation provided. This is because when higher training frequency conditions are not volume matched to lower training frequency conditions, there appears to be a modest benefit of performing resistance training 3 times per week in comparison to just once per week. Recommendation 4, protein intake. To support hypertrophy gains, the authors recommend to increase protein intake up to at least 1.6 grams per kilogram of body mass per day, which was the same as the strength recommendations. Recommendation 5, interset rest. Above 60 seconds rest is recommended between sets. The benefit of increased interset rest on hypertrophy appears to be dependent upon increased training status. And that concludes the recommendations. So in part 1, we reviewed the 5 key recommendations to optimise strength, and in part 2, we have just reviewed the 5 key recommendations for hypertrophy. Key points include: changes in muscle mass and strength are mediated by the FITT principle. Depending on volume, more sessions per week may mediate muscle size. Volitional fatigue and internal focus helps to increase muscle size. Higher training loads mediate muscle strength. Performing more repetitions may mediate muscle size. Thanks for listening, folks. This presentation was brought to you by Talking Sports Science. See you next time.